Hello. What is up, guys? What is up? I'm going to close the door real quick. All right. We're back. Blake Jamieson, 1023, aka 1025 or something that I got on. I swear, man, I started setting up at like 9:50 and I've got like a bunch of different ideas for what to do tonight. I'm going to let you guys choose what we end up doing. I just wanted to be set up to be like doing multiple things. And man, I looked at the clock and it was like 10:22 and I'm like racing to set up my hardware, camera and stuff. But anyways, we are here. Thank you guys so much for joining. What is up, Eric? So we have, 20 people already. Great. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, down over there. So today was a really exciting day. I think it's crazy when like every day I'm like, oh my God, it's the best day ever. And then I have another good day and I'm like, oh my God, this is the best day ever. It's crazy. Anyways, let's see. What is up, guys? Happy hump day. It is hump day, isn't it? Let's see here. All right. Howdy, Blake. What is up, Mike? Boomer, how's it going? Hey, guys. What's up, John? Abraham, Phoenix, Classic Cards, Reese. Sweet. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Eric put down a link below. And thank you, man. I was going to text you and prepare tell you to try to share that link. So today I had like I know a lot of you guys saw because you guys are like the diehard hot plates. So like you guys already know, but I had a huge article today in Beckett, and not only was it in Beckett, it was on the front page. And not only was it the front page, it was like the header giant featured article today on Beckett.com, which is amazing. And I'm hoping, I was told by the writer that Ryan, I think that's his name, that it could potentially go to print. And I don't know this for sure, but I know that if it were my company and I had an article that went online and then people were commenting on it like crazy and sharing it and, you know, doing all the things that helps a media company like Beckett get impressions, which then sells ad dollars, they're going to realize, oh, this is actually an important article that people care about. So the one thing that I have to ask you guys tonight, if I have to just choose one thing, is if you click on that link that Eric put in the comments, or you could literally just go to Beckett.com. I mean, it's on the freaking homepage. But if you go to the article, first of all, like if you want to read the article, it's probably the best interview I think that I've ever had in terms of my art and telling the story. I talked, and I just want to make sure that it's Ryan. I think it's Ryan. Let me see here. One second, guys. Sorry. Okay, let's see here. Yes, Ryan Cracknell. So shout out to Ryan because he did, I think, a phenomenal job. I mean, he and I and Tony, my publicist who set this all up, shout out to Tony, had a pretty long conversation. We talked for close to an hour, and he had a ton of good questions prepared, and also like we just kind of, you know, shot the breeze and talked about life. And I think that Ryan did a very, very, very good job distilling what was probably like a very segmented, like, you know, I'll go on tangents and I'll forget what the question was and I'll be talking about something else. Like, he did such a good job boiling that down to like a concise story about my artist journey and my journey as a collector, and everything is just, it was so well written and so well done that it's It's amazing, man. I mean, I'm a sensitive dude, but I cried when I read the article, and I probably will cry the next time I read the article. So it just means that much to me. I sent it to my parents, and they're both super excited. It was also great because my parents were such an important part of my life. I mean, still are, but like part of my journey as an artist, and always so supportive. And so I don't think I've given them enough credit in other interviews, other talks that I do. I end up caught up in the other stuff, and Ryan did a really good job communicating how much they supported me and helped me, and like are the reason that I'm here right now. So that was awesome. But anyways, like I said, I go on tangents. The whole point of that, if you go to the article, scroll all the way to the bottom where you can comment and drop any kind of comment you want. I mean, ideally like a thoughtful comment about the article and complimenting Ryan on his excellent taste in people to interview or something. That would be really cool. I think a story for another day, but I had a very viral blog article that I wrote about Tinder and marketing yourself on Tinder, and then that got covered in Adweek. And I did something similar where I asked all my friends and my people to say, hey, go and comment on this article, and it ended up like propelling it up in the Adweek like formula or algorithm or whatever, to the point that like it just blew up. And I want to do the same thing with Beckett. I want to take that article and get more comments than any article they've ever posted have gotten. And that might sound ambitious, but honestly, in that type of website, it probably is not going to take very many. If we get a couple hundred comments on a single article, I bet that would be the most ever. And if I'm the most ever comments, then they're probably going to say, oh, we should put this on print. Or maybe like, oh, we should put this on the cover of print, which would be bananas because, and obviously for me, that would be a huge benefit in terms of like, I don't know, ego or like coolness. But it also would like literally would help you guys, because if you got my early cards, like the Nolan Ryan, Don Mattingly, Jackie Robinson, those print runs are over. They're finite. And if you have one, and then like I got on, in the print version of Beckett or the cover of freaking Beckett, those values would go up a lot. And those cards would be in really high demand. And then you guys would be sitting on expensive assets that you could sell and buy something more expensive or bigger or whatever. So that's why it matters, not just to me, but I think it matters to everyone. And like, it's so cool. Making this happen has just been amazing. He also like in the article, he links to my website, proathleteportraits.com, where I'm selling my autograph cards. That's huge. That's going to drive direct sales. He links to, I think he linked straight to the YouTube. He mentioned how I stream every single night. He had a video he shared in the article as the video of me painting Ricky Henderson, which was like the first live stream I did, actually. I think it was before I was doing it nightly, and I think it was even later than this. I might have started at like 11 or midnight or something, but we had a handful of you guys on, and you guys saw and kind of helped with the Ricky process, so that was really cool. So like, I don't know, I feel like it's tip of the iceberg. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, in the late afternoon, I'm talking to this guy who writes for Forbes. I don't actually know, like, I'm not 100% sure that it's an article for Forbes, because I know that a lot of times writers will write for a bunch of different outlets, and they might just promote, for example, in their Twitter bio, oh, I'm a writer for Forbes. So I'm not sure if it's going to end up in Forbes, but I know that like it has the potential to. And I'm doing that while starting to paint the Mike Trout, which is very, very cool. So like, yeah, I mean, it's like, it feels like tip of the iceberg. And all of this is after 3 cards of mine have launched on Topps. And I just can't imagine, when we get down the stretch and through the summer and, we're coming up on cards 17 through 20, like how different it's going to be, how many people are going to be here in these live streams, how many people, like what the print runs are going to look like on the cards, how many flippers are going to be moving them on eBay and making a huge profit on Project 2020. It's just, it's crazy to think about. And so like, you guys are literally all like the day ones which is great. I won't forget that. Even as, you know, if these live streams blow up and all the comments are just going and going and going and going so fast that I can't keep up with them, like, I still, like, you guys can reach out to me anytime. My email is just my name, blake@blakejamieson.com. Like, I will always be, you know, responding to every single person that sends me a Twitter DM. And I want you guys to know that, like, you guys are seriously the best and, like, the reason that this is all possible. So anyways, if you check out that Beckett article, it would mean the world to me if you commented on the article on actualbeckett.com. And then I know that, like, I think they have, like, social sharing buttons straight from the site. So if you want to, like, tweet it out or put it on Facebook or whatever, I think they probably have share counters on their articles, so that could be helpful too. But anyways, that is my pitch tonight. My ask is support that Beckett thing, and hopefully we can get print. And you know, even if we don't, like, I feel like it was a really big step today, so it was awesome. The 3 card collectors asked, how long does Project 2020 go? So it is 20 artists times 20 cards each, so it's a 400 card set, and they are doing 2 cards every Monday through Friday. And I don't know the exact date, but essentially it runs through the end of 2020. It probably doesn't end exactly on December 31st. And if it is running through, like, I know the start date actually got pushed back a couple weeks. I remember it was going to get, we were going to launch it, what was it? We were going to launch it very early March, like March 3rd. And then it got pushed back. I think it launched, like, I don't know, like March 17th or something like that. So I think we've been going for like 5 weeks now. So because of that, maybe it's going to push a tiny bit into 2021. And if that's the case, I have no idea if, like, Christmas is on a Wednesday, if they're going to put out 2 cards on Christmas. I don't know. Maybe they will. But in general, the end of the year, 2020 is running through the rest of 2020. We need the Griffey to be the Beckett cover ASAP. Yeah, that would be cool. So on the Griffey, I'm actually going to do one other version, and then I'm going to put 3 up on the internet, and I'll let you guys pick which one. I know a lot of you guys saw me paint the first 2. I think they're cool. I would like some more of like the Mariners teal, and I'm thinking that could be a cool thing in the background. I also would like more yellow in the painting, and so I can add that, like, I could add it now if I wanted to, either with actual paint or in Photoshop, like after I bring it in. You know, I'll be putting on the Mariners text from the original card, which is going to bring in a bunch more yellow, but I'm going to do one more version, and then I'll let you guys see. I think if I do one, it'll be very different than the first 2 that we saw, and maybe you guys will see it and be like, no, you got the first couple were way cooler. Or maybe, you know, who knows. Let's see here. Tony tweeted it out. Thank you so much. 19 artists, Don C is MIA. I know that Don C is MIA, but I think he will make an appearance. If you remember, there for a long time, Derek Jeter was MIA, and people didn't know if he was actually going to have a card because he was on the list, and then he mysteriously disappeared from the list. As an artist, I never was told anything otherwise. So, and then obviously he showed up. King Saladin's Jeter was so sick, and the print run was awesome. And then who did the other? I forget who the second Jeter was just recently, but it was very good. So I think that Don C will be involved. And if for whatever reason he's not, I don't know, I can't speak for Topps, but I can't imagine them doing this project without 20 artists. They would probably find someone else. And this project has so much, like, momentum now that it would be really easy to replace an artist if they had to. But like I said, I think that it's a hype machine. So when Don C gets his first card, I mean, he's lucky. If he's going to get his first card, like 50 cards into the set, when the print run, that started out averaging like 1,200 a card, is now averaging like, 4,000 print run. Like, we're making royalties based on a card sale. So, like, he's getting us to build all the hype, and then he's doing a card. Like, that's fine. Respect. Who knows? Absolute Authentic asks, will I stream the Trout painting tomorrow? So, oh yes, Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor was the second Jeter. He also had a sick Ricky Henderson. He's doing the very Tron, like very like retro. I don't know, like I guess that's 80s, like sick. They're awesome. So streaming the Trout thing tomorrow. So we are doing a video interview live, and he wants me to be painting Trout during the interview. And so I don't know if he's going to be streaming it, but it is going to be recorded. So whether or not it's being done live, there will be video footage of it, and I'll have, like this, where I'll have the video of me talking to him. I'll have another camera in the back with like the canvas, and then I'll probably put a third camera, the Canon camera that you guys saw last night. So, sick, 40 concurrents. That's awesome, man. It's like starting to be the new norm. This is great. Guys, whoever's coming in late, don't forget, check out the Beckett article, comment if you can. That would be amazing. And hit the subscribe button down below because I do this every night. Let's see here. So, yeah, to answer your question, I don't think it'll be streamed unless he's streaming it. And if he is, like, we're going to touch base in the morning and we're going to do a trial run and stuff. I'll get all those answers. And obviously, if he is, I will be promoting the crap out of the wherever that gets streamed to. Let's see. Yeah, Tron is a good call. Yeah, that's just what it reminds me of, which is super cool. Let's see here. Okay. Phoenix says if Dawn drops out, tell him to get Virgil. Hype beasts would be good. I do think, like, yeah, I mean, there's so much talent out there, and there's so many people that have like these like loyal followings. People in the sneaker world, like those artists would crush. There's so many options, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna do my thing. Let's see. P-Hack says you need to start selling some merch on the page. Blake's done day one live stream club. Yes. So was that you that had asked about the hat? I was talking to someone, I can't remember, but someone was asking about getting a hat with like my logo on it. I actually was planning on doing that today. It's like every morning I wake up and I have a list, and they're like prioritized to be like, these are my P1 priorities. These are my second tier priorities. And the merch was on there, especially because it doesn't take that long. Like I have a very high res image of my logo. I have a great merchandise manufacturer that can do like I think I would do an embroidered hat, kind of like this actually, but it would just be really simple, just my signature logo to start. Eventually we can get wild. And then same thing, I think, for a t-shirt. By the way, shout out Rex Chapman, Blocker Charge. Awesome Twitter person to follow. So I think I'm going to do like a tee that just has the, logo tee. And what I like is like my logo is not too in your face, and it's not like, it is a logo, but it also is like, I think, a cool design. It also happens to be my signature. But let's see, I'll show you guys. I'm sure that you guys have seen it, but it's that up there in the gold. Anyways, so I think it would like make a cool design, and it's not like, I don't know. I don't want to trash any other companies. So it's not just like company name advertisement. It's like a cool looking advertisement / secret club. And so I want to do those. And then I also want to do a pocket tee, because I actually like wearing pocket tees where it would just be like a small logo on the pocket or something. Or like, even like maybe like a polo shirt with just like the logo like there, like almost like Lacoste. That would be cool. I'm deciding if I want to like launch with a bunch of color options. I'm thinking, and I'm open to your guys' ideas, but I'm thinking I wear a lot of like black shirts. I don't know why, because paint I guess paint really ruins any shirt, but I don't know. I have a lot of dark shirts. So like my inclination, like my first thought is, okay, well maybe I'll do the blackout release where it's like black, and it might not even be like a white logo on black. It might be like a gunmetal gray logo on black, and do like those three things: one hat, one shirt, one pocket tee, and the shirts would be like in both men and women's cuts and and sizes. and then that's it, and not give people a choice, and run that for a little while, and then later like add in some other colors, and then take away the black stuff. So then it's like, I think that would actually be really cool. Then there'd be like the OG line where like only the original people that got merch pretty early in my artistic journey would even have that color option available. And then we switch over and we let everyone else in, and we say, okay, you can get red shirts, you can get yellow shirts, let them get all their, I think it'd be fun to do all the team colors for, in baseball. We could even do like the baseball tees where like we have like, green sleeves on a yellow shirt. It's like Oakland A's kind of thing. And then just like the little logo. That could be fun too. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing like the blackout version for the OGs. Let's see here. Empty spray paint cans for sale would be awesome, and hats. It's funny you mentioned empty spray paint cans. So you see, let's see if I can point to it. Okay, right up here, there's these those are two little black milk crates. And then over here, there's that giant jug with a yellow cap. That's like a 100-gallon container or something. And then there's another milk crate next to it. And then there's also a couple down here, which you probably can't see because they're kind of hidden, but there's a couple milk crates there. And every single one of those things is filled with empty spray paint cans. I never throw away spray paint cans because I've actually made some cool sculpture projects with them. And actually, I'll get a couple small ones just to show you guys. So, and I have a lot of and that's only here in this studio. In my California studio, I also have a ton, which is at my parents' house. Shout out Mom and Dad for never throwing away anything of mine, which is sick. Okay, so I've started just playing around with different things. So I did like this spray paint can, and I actually don't know how I got that little yellow bit of paint on it, but I just like literally poured paint and was like twisting the can and only poured as much paint as I want. So it's just like it's a cool can. I don't know, with some paint drips. Like I said, these are all experimental, but it could be cool, like a bookend almost, on a bookshelf. I don't know. It's cool, I think. And this one has what's called diamond dust on it, and so almost looks like a piece of candy now. Like you could, I don't know. I use diamond dust on some paintings to give it some extra flair, like kind of like, I guess I Ben Baller it up. But I've been doing that before I knew who Ben Baller was. So anyways, I'm starting to play with this. I have like, let's see, what did I do? So I took like a soda can, basically, in California, and I cut off like the top of the soda can. So, and then I like slid it onto the top of this. So I made basically like, it's like a spray paint can, but then it like has like a pop top. And then I like kind of sanded it down and painted it. I don't know, I just try like weird stuff like that. I also made like this super cool sculpture. And actually, I dug this up because if you guys were on the Relic, making of the Relic episode the other night, which we might be making another Relic tonight. Let's see here. Let me just make sure I have these. Okay, great. I do. Okay, so if I go here, if I go add window, I want to go window capture here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so check out these. They are so dope. And just as a let's see here. If I gotta put this one up one. I'll make this smaller. So just as like a under explaining what this is. This was done with a sculpture that I made out of spray paint cans. And then I set up a photo shoot myself, put my camera on a tripod, had it on a timer. I would hit click, and then I would like run over to this throne that I made and I'd sit down and try and look awesome. And then I took these photos. Okay, so let's see here. I need to, oh man, I'm gonna have to move this over. Okay, there we go. So these are like, and then I superimposed and I made like several different ones. Okay, great. This is the throne that I made. And it's hard to tell exactly, but like the top of it is made of spray paint cans, and then the arms of it are all covered in spray paint caps, and then everything's painted gold. And it's pretty awesome, and it's pretty large, and it's pretty heavy, but I like it a lot. So I would just go and sit in it with my mask and try to look awesome. So what I was actually thinking is of taking some of these photos to make another relic card, because I think that keeping the relic simple is good, and having just like black that, and then I don't even know exactly how I would do it. I actually thought about maybe doing it reverse, where we have the relic all the way around the outside of the card as like the jeans, and then we have like almost a die cut cutout, and then it's just me under, like kind of behind it in the inset, and that's like me in the throne. I think would be like super tight. I don't know which picture would be like the best, but that is something that we can mess with today. Anyways, I was pretty excited to find those online this afternoon. So here, if I go, we can get rid of this. Yes, there. All right. All right, agree with the black merch. Keep it simple for now. Yep, old school milk crates, that's right. I have so many of those. Always collecting those. Create a P2020 logo that's your own and market that if you can. It's a pretty cool idea, actually, Kev. You always got cool ideas. I would definitely have to get clearance by Topps, but they respect what I'm doing. You know, I sent Jeff Heckman, who's the leader of the project, that Beckett article today. I let him know that, made sure that he knew that Tony, who's, you know, my publicist and working with me directly, is the one who secured it, because Topps does have a PR team that's working with me, and they get me some things. The Forbes thing tomorrow was set up through them. Shout out Topps and their PR team. Thank you, Jerry. Anyways, the point is, Topps likes what I'm doing on top of what they're already doing, and so if I went to them with like a cool P2020 logo but in my own style, and said, hey, I want to put this on shirts, I don't know. There's a chance that they would say yes, because they know that I'm doing crazy stuff. Let's see here. I would look silly doing a picture like that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I showed you the cool edited ones that I chose, which are, I think, the only ones I've ever kept. But like, I took 100 pictures to get like 5 pictures that I thought was cool, because it is weird putting your camera on a tripod and then going and sitting in front of it and trying to like mean mug and look like a boss, you know? So anyways, everyone looks silly doing pictures like that. Eric, thank you for sharing that article again. So again, if you guys are new here, I had an amazing article drop in Beckett today. It's currently on the homepage of Beckett, but it's also linked over there in the comments and down below this video. And if you want to support me, the main thing that you could do is go to the article, scroll to, well, read the article, and then when you get to the bottom, comment. And I think if we can get a ton of comments, I'm shooting for like a couple hundred comments, then I think, sorry, I was reading a comment. I think that they might print it, which would be sick. Pedro says, shadow silhouette like that Jordan Jumpman, but with your image. That's also a cool idea. Yeah, man, that's tough. It's a lot high to live up to. It's tough. But I do like that idea. So something, you know, something iconic like that. And like, I think like less is more sometimes. You look at the best companies, the most well-known companies in the world, you know, Nike, Apple, like they're super simple logos. Not too much detail, not a ton of colors or anything, just like, bam, that's it. So that would be cool. Thank you, Eric. Yeah, you learned stuff. Yeah, man. Like I said, I think that Ryan did such a good job nailing the story and really highlighting the parts that mattered. Absolute Authentics asks about the puzzles. So here, so this is a 1,000-piece puzzle. This is so that's on. Oops, that's the website, blakespuzzles.com. This was a side project that I started at the beginning of this COVID situation. Actually, fun fact, it was before, so it was slightly before Project 2020 launched. But the reason I even thought of puzzles is because of King Saladin, because he had posted a picture of I don't know, I think he just made one puzzle of his art, like just for himself for fun. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I started noticing, I'll get my hand out of the way so you guys can read that. I started noticing that a lot of people in my network were putting on their like Instagram stories and their TikToks and their Snapchats like, I'm doing a puzzle. And it just clicked. And so I went to sleep one night like with that idea in my head. And I woke up, and this happens a lot. Like I'll have an idea, I'll sleep on it, and then the next day I'll decide, I'm like, is that a good idea or a bad idea? I woke up deciding that it was a really good idea, and so I literally like, and this was right before Project 2020, so I actually had a lot of time and nothing else to do. I spent like 5 days in a row, probably 10 hours a day, building out blakespuzzles.com on Shopify, and the most time-consuming part was I went through my art archive of everything I've ever painted. And it's great because one thing that I learned from being like a digital marketer is that like as you're getting more and more content, like keeping it organized is very important. And so my content is very well organized. I have all of my art broken down by year, and there's a subfolder for every single piece, and they're numbered and dated and everything. And so, and I take high-res images of every single painting when I finish it, both the front and the back. Back is more for authenticity purposes. Later down the road, if people are forging my art, which would be awesome, I have photos of the back where I'm writing certain things on the back that, unless you have the actual painting, you wouldn't know what it says or how it looks. Anyways, I spent like almost a week straight, and I just knocked out Blake's puzzles. And the toughest part was taking these images and then formatting them and making mock-ups to make them look like puzzles. And then also like, I have like a frame version, and I have different size, and I was researching manufacturers. I've got a few different manufacturers I work with. It was a solid, like a really, really long week of work, but now it's done. And now I have 100 puzzles on that website, and it's not every day, but a lot of days I'll just randomly get an order, and somebody will order a puzzle. And they're a little more expensive, I think, than like, I'm not trying to compete with the cheapest puzzle, because I put a lot of work into my art, and I also sell my art for a decent amount of money. And like, I want to respect all those collectors that paid for like prints of my work, and whether it's an original or a reprint. And so the cool thing with this is that like once it's finished, you can literally frame it, and then you have an original piece of art on your wall. And this one it's pretty big. So it's 1,000 pieces, which I think is 19 by 28 inches, if I remember the size on that, which is like, it's bigger than the paintings of the Topps cards that you guys have been seeing. So anyways, blakespuzzles.com is the site. It's another fun thing. Yeah, that's the puzzle. So thank you for that reminder. Absolute Authentics. I'll put that there. I wonder, I can't remember if that was mentioned in the Beckett article. Is that where you saw it, or did you see it on, I have puzzles in like the backgrounds of my live streams and stuff sometimes. Classic Card says, I'll wait for the 10K Mike Trout puzzle. Man, 10K is ambitious. So I sell right now, I sell ones with up to 2,000 pieces, but I've only done one up to 1,000 pieces, and that is hard, and it takes hella long. And I think especially because like my art is like, abstract. It's not like clean lines in a photograph where you know exactly what's going to line up, because my paint is just like all over the place, that like it's actually really hard to find the piece to be like, oh yeah, that's going to fit there, because it's just it's so wild. So like I have like some of my abstract art, that's the toughest puzzles because abstracts are using the same colors throughout a lot of the time, and like, but all the lines just, it's wild. And I didn't even do that. I did a different. It was a portrait. So let's see here. Tony says you don't own a Tiffany any longer. That's good news, actually. I think that's very good news. Let's see. Checking it out. D Wade puzzles, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I did that, and I gifted that to D Wade, and it was a bummer because I met him at Art Basel, and let's see. I'm trying to think. I met him at Art Basel. He was doing a sneaker drop, and I had been talking to his brother, and he had set it all up for me. And then I got there, and I was really excited to meet him and take a photo. You know, I love to take photos with the people when I'm able to give them the art. And he just wasn't feeling it. I know that he's usually like a very personable guy and like super nice and will take the time to take photos and talk to everyone. But he just, I don't know what, obviously had something in his personal life, I guess. I think, no, that was pre-Kobe, so I don't know. But he was in a funk, and so I didn't get to get a photo with him, but I was able to like give him my painting and like fist pound. That was about it. So I decided to put it on a puzzle, so I think it's dope. Let's see here. Do a sports puzzle. Yeah, so like you said, like I have D Wade on a puzzle. I've got a couple Michael Jordan puzzles that are selling pretty well with The Last Dance. I have not done, I don't think I have any baseball puzzles on there. I'm not opposed to it. I couldn't use any of the art that I've done with the tops, like for the cards, but I could use stuff like this that I did separate. Although this is the Donruss, so I probably would want to try and clear it with them first. But there are opportunities, definitely, to do some sports puzzles in the baseball world. You know, I could go to Associated Press or Getty Images, and I could buy a commercial license for one of the players. You know, I'm guessing that like a license for a Trout image would be very, very expensive, but if I sold a lot of puzzles, that might not matter. So I'm open to it. Let's see here. Tony says, you too can get my Tiffany PSA 8 if you buy the Mattingly Silver. So yeah, what Tony's talking about is we are doing, and by the way, that is the Tony that made the Beckett article happen that I've been telling you guys about. So shout out Tony. I don't know if you were here earlier, Tony, but I told him that you're the man, and the article is awesome. And we're trying to get, the goal tonight is trying to get everyone to comment on the Beckett article itself so that Beckett sees that we've got crazy engagement. So my goal is to get like a few hundred comments on there from a few hundred different people. I don't want you to just go and comment 200 times, please. But, you know, just leave a thoughtful comment. That would mean a lot. So anyways, Tony is also graciously donated some cards of Don Mattingly from his private collection, and we are putting those as inserts for the artist autographs that we're doing for Don Mattingly. So with the silver, which is $499, you get a 1 of 5 signed and numbered Don Mattingly. You also have a 1 in 5 chance, to get Tony's Tiffany PSA Don Mattingly card from, and I think it's the same one that the card was painted from, right? The same, what, I don't remember what year that was, but anyways, and which I think is like a $300 card anyway. So you have like a good chance to basically get almost like a free autograph card because you have an extra insert. Let's see here. So Kevin asks, how expensive would it be to get an MLB or Mlbpa license? That is an excellent question. I can't answer that for the MLB specifically. I can tell you for the NFL, which is mostly what I was doing before. You know, for the last few years, I've been painting. My primary niche had been NFL portraits. I had my lawyer look into that, and essentially it's like $100,000 a year, and that is basically a royalty guarantee back to them. So you're committed to giving them $100,000, and then if you sell over a certain amount, and I don't remember exactly what the amount is, but if you sell over a certain amount, then you have to continue paying them beyond that 100 grand. So you're in for 100 grand no matter what. Even if I sell one thing for $1,000, I owe them $100,000. And there's other stipulations and stuff that go along with it. But MLB, I mean, I would think it would be in the same range, but maybe it's different. I haven't started doing the research for that. I think, I hope to get to a point in my career very soon where I do need to do that research, and I probably should at least know. But in the meantime, working with a company like Topps, they have that license, and they're taking that risk of committing $100,000 a year, and I'm coming on, and so like my royalty's not as high because I don't have the risk of like owning the license, but I also don't have to deal with going and get the license. I just get paid to like make paintings. So I don't know. And it would be possible to go through, there's other companies like Fatheads, for example, or there's one that was called FSG Graphics, and they do a lot of like all pro sports merchandise. They have NFL and NBA and MLB. They have all the licenses, and they let people like sub-license underneath them. But then, so instead of like going to the NBA and then owing them 100 grand just to start, I would go to that other company, and I probably wouldn't have any upfront cost except for the actual manufacturing of the products, which they do. So like if they wanted to make mouse pads with Mike Trout on it, they would produce the mouse pads, and I'd have to pay them the hard cost on that. And then I would have to pay them a royalty of the sales. But I don't and that royalty would probably be high, but that's because there's no other, I don't have an upfront $100,000 fee, basically, because they're already paying that. So that's another option, is like I could go to a company like them and say, hey, I want to do a Mike Trout 10,000 piece puzzle, and here's a painting that I made that I want to do it with, and let's make this happen. That's the type of company that could do that. All right, let's see here. Do puzzles for each year's Hall of Fame inductees. That would be cool. And yeah, the Derek Jeter 2020, I want to work something in, I don't know, maybe like, I might get something. I'm going to show you, and you guys can tell me if it's cool. Okay, so this is one of the other Don Mattingly things. Biggest scandal in baseball history is this not existing yet, I guess. Anyways, so maybe like I take so I made this, and I made it a separate stencil. So like the stencil for the leaves and the bats and stuff is separate than the portrait. So like I could do the same picture and put anyone in the middle of this. Maybe, just maybe, on my Jeter card, I will do something like that. And that could be fun. I mean, I don't know. The Ben Baller card was really cool today with Trout. Ken Griffey Jr., the Derek Jeter card that King Saladin did recently was really cool. So I know that like a lot of these artists that I look up to and respect so much are killing it, but I'm also a mad competitive dude, and I want to crush everyone by a lot. So I'm trying to think of like cool ideas to do with the Trout and with the Jeter and with the Griffey, so that I make sure that at the end of this, there's 400 cards, and the top selling card is my Trout, and the second top selling card is my Jeter, and the third selling card is my Griffey, and then there's everyone else. That's what that's what I want. Let's see here. All right, Minty Tops, Tiffany Mattingly. Yeah, it's PSA 8, so if we're a 10, we would probably not be putting it with the silvers. We'd have to put it with like buy 5 golds, which would have to be 5 different players because there's only 1 per player. I don't know, Tony, you tell me. But also, Tony would probably just never get. He probably would just carry it around at all times. We're out of Modelo again, by the way. But I didn't restock today because, like I mentioned last night, I'm trying to prepare myself for a dry May, and I hope that some of you guys do it with me. I just want to make it the most productive month of my life, and I've never had an opportunity like I do right now with Tops. And as much as I like my Modelos and I like my midday naps that come with them, I need to really need to make some moves and make some changes in my life a little bit. All right, let's see here. So, Rich says, I can't wait to see your trout. Yeah, I can't either. I'm excited to paint it tomorrow. I've got some fun ideas with Easter eggs. So I'm doing that thing with the Forbes writer tomorrow. We're going to be working on trout a little bit. I don't really, like I said, I don't know exactly what to expect. Also, with my trout thing, I'm going to be doing two different things. There's going to be that, and it might just end up being two different card versions like I've done in the past, and then you guys will pick. There's going to be another trout thing with Phil's polls, and I'm so pumped about that. So we're going to be, I'm going to be giving him like little almost like Ben Baller had the little chain, that leaked last night. It's going to be like that, but I'm going to let Phil leak out parts of my trout slowly throughout the process, and probably let him do the first reveal, which is going to be super cool. It's so much fun. This community is so big and there's so many people to talk to, but also it's so small in that everyone knows Phil. Everyone knows Eric. Everyone soon is going to know Tony. And I don't know. I think everyone knows Kevin, but I'm not sure. I'm spoiled because Kevin came to me on the first day. He bought 100 of my Nolan Ryan cards. So to me, he's like a collecting god. Which, by the way, Kevin, if you're on right now, is awesome chatting with you a little bit on the phone today and catching up. Let's see. So you haven't designed any of the others yet. Do they have a schedule for you to follow? Jeffrey asks. So, well, I just did the ones that I mentioned. So I've done Nolan Ryan, I did Don Mattingly, and I did, Jackie Robinson. Next is Ricky Henderson. After that is Mike Trout. After that is Mariano Rivera. And then I thought it was Mark McGuire, but it's actually Willie Mays. And then it's Mark McGuire. I've already painted Ken Griffey Jr. I don't know when my due date is. I have already cut the stencil for Doc Gooden. And trying to think what else I got. So that's pretty much it. So in terms of my work done versus the project, I'm a little bit of ahead of my deadline. Well, not necessarily ahead of my deadlines, just because I'm painting things that are due in the future. I'm a little bit managing the workload. Derek, no drinking in May. Done. Great. Welcome. I think it should be good. I did that in January, and it was one of my most productive months of my life. And I don't know why, but in February, I'm like, screw it, I'm drinking again. And, also then the world went to shit. And I do think with the quarantine stuff, I've been drinking more frequently. Not necessarily more volume, because I don't drink I don't know. I don't drink hard liquor, and I basically can't drink beer fast enough to get drunk. So, I'll just be sipping on beers all night, and, but it's not productive, and it's not good for everything. Fitness, the wallet, everything. Jeffrey, I choose the order. No, I do not choose the order. I get assignments from Tops, and those ones that I just listed are just the ones that I have so far. I assume as I get close to giving them those last few cards, they're going to say, okay, your next 6 are bam, whatever. Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, we're going to miss Cinco de Mayo for drinking. That's fine. All right, so I think that's pretty. I mean, if you guys have more questions, put them down there. Wow, we've already been going for almost an hour, 45 minutes. So I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like last night where I'm down to do some stuff. I could throw some paint around. or I could make another relic card. I went to Target the other day and I got like some thinner poster board. I got some thinner foam board and some thinner poster board, and just I also have been watching some videos on YouTube about how Panini makes their relics, so that could be fun. We also could just we could splatter paint on the cards that we opened last night, which was the Topps Series 1 2020s. And I already pulled out a couple, like the rookie medallions I'm setting aside, a few cards that I liked, anything that's numbered. But like on all the regular cards we got, we're going to paint on all of them, and then I'm going to ship those out to you guys. Let's see. Alex says these chats are making me want to get back into painting. Yeah, you should. What does the setup look like for taking pictures of the cards to send for Topps? Great question. So I'm probably going to have to do that. I do want to do a studio tour probably in the next week. I'm going to do a full studio tour and I'll show you guys everything. But essentially, it's, I have white walls in here, and there's a wall that's right here. Let's see here. I can probably go like this. So, okay, so there's the tripod, and then there's a white wall. And then there's one of the soft boxes that's off right now. I have two of those. One is on right up there above my head. And so it's pretty straightforward. I hang the painting on the wall, have like a level, I make sure it's level. The tripod, I'm getting as close as I can. I'm using a Canon 5D Mark II, which shoots pretty nice stills, and put the soft boxes on, and usually with the lighting of the card, so like if this is the card, I'm putting the lights very wide and putting both the light in this way so that we're not getting like any glare off of it back into the camera. The glare basically is bouncing like pew, like that, which helps for like art, photographing art. And then I'll have my camera on a 10-second timer. So, even just by hitting the photo button moves the camera a little bit, and no matter how fast the shutter speed is, you could end up with, potentially end up with some blur and lose some sharpness. So I have it on a 10-second timer, and I'll basically hit the button, and then it does a countdown, and when it gets to like 3 seconds, I like stand super still and hold my breath. And then, and then I take that photo and I bring it onto my computer and turn it from a raw image bring it into Photoshop. And I'll make sure, like, sometimes the painting is not perfectly flat. It might be like a tiny bit skewed, and I can fix that and make it flat, crop it down to the exact size that I want the painting, adjust the brightness and colors and that kind of thing. And then once I have the card art itself looking really good as its own file, then I'll open up the Topps file that they give me, which is a Photoshop file of the original card that was printed. I'm bringing it in there, and that shows me where the trim borders are, and I'll basically take elements from the original card. So, for Nolan Ryan, it was the Mets, and it was the little kind of purplish blue circle that says Nolan Ryan pitcher at the top. And I'm like manually cutting those out in Photoshop and taking those exact elements and then keeping those and putting them on top of the painting. So yeah, that's what the process looks like. And then I save it. It's just a Photoshop file. The file itself is the size of a baseball card, 2.5 by 3.5. Plus we have like a 1/4 inch bleed all the way around, and it's saved at like 600 dots per inch. So it's like very, could print like super detailed stuff. And yeah, just send them back the Photoshop file, and then then that's it. Tim says, congrats on the Beckett article. Thank you. Tim, also, if you didn't comment, if you could comment on it, that would be amazing. I would love that. I'm trying to get as many comments as I can. Kay Bays says, no remote for taking shots. No. So the 5D Mark II that I have is not wireless. So I could have like a wired trigger, which can be good. That's good if you're taking like, time-lapse shots, doing outdoor photography, maybe at night. Having a remote could be cool, but you still have to hardwire it in. So since mine's not wireless, it just doesn't really matter. And a 10-second timer is kind of the same thing. Beep, and then do my thing. Classic cards, gotta love PSD. Yeah, I do a lot of. I'm not that good as a graphic designer in terms of like making things from scratch. As you guys probably saw when I was doing my relic card, it was like I know my way around okay, but I'm not like Tyson Beck where I can just like crush textures and making things from nothing. But I am pretty good at editing a picture of art to make it look like the colors are right, contrast looks good, it's square to the camera, everything's in focus, which is cool. Painting cards sounds fun, or some die cut insert relic type cards. So yeah, I mean those are kind of the two options. So somebody says they will not agree to a dry May, Tony. Okay, that's fine. Alex says he can't either. That's okay, guys. I mean, even if you want to join for the first 4 days of May and then let loose on Cinco de Mayo, whatever, that's cool too. I think I get it, man. I've drank a lot of days for a lot of my life since I've turned 21. I was very straight edge. Before I turned 21, I didn't really drink. And since then, for the last 14 years, I've drank a lot. And every once in a while, you just need a reset. And so I'm going to do one of those. Yeah, so what do you think? Let's splatter on some cards. We'll do that first, and then we'll see if we feel like doing a relic. All right, so we're going to make this here. We'll put me up here this time. So if you guys didn't, if you weren't here last time when we spray painted or splatter painted on cards, I'm going to be doing it with spray paint. And I'm going to you guys will be able to pick the colors. You guys tell me a color, I'll go grab it. We're going to shake it up, spray it into like a little cup almost, and then we're going to splatter the cup onto the cards. That is the plan. So, nice, Eric. I appreciate that. Oh, Tony, you brew beer. That's awesome. I did one batch of like, it was like a porter, and it's so good. It was so good. I wish I still had some. We called it batch 0 because it was me and my roommate at the time. He really like took the charge. I just helped, and I was a taste tester. Helped a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Let's see. I guess I'll go start getting some colors. But if you guys want to like put down, actually, I'll start laying out the cards down here. And if you guys want to start putting in the comments, as long as I have the color, it's fair game. And we'll paint some cards, and then we'll call it a night. All right. Turn this on. Okay. Just like last time. So, just so you guys know, cards are gonna get a little dinged up. And I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. I've already taken out the parallels. A couple cool cards, but there's probably cards in here that people think are really cool and are mad that I'm painting on, but that's life. Don't always get what you want, but sometimes dreams come true, like today with Beckett, which was so cool. pretty good start. We actually still have a decent stack of them, and that's not including the ones that nothing gets pulled out. All right, I like that, Eric. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength. I found out today. My dad was catching up on the live stream from yesterday, and I had that Ernie Banks rookie medallion, and he said that Ernie Banks was his dad's, my grandfather's, favorite player. And he told me about Ernie having some saying about, it's such a beautiful day, let's play two, which I think is a great, I love that mindset. And that just, he was before my time, but that sounds like a dude I could have got behind. Anyways, I'm going to give that Ernie to my dad, since it was his dad's favorite player. It was a cool rookie pull. All right, you guys have some, you guys put any colors or what? Can I have a card to send to Beckett to have it slabbed? Absolutely. Anybody that's here can have a card. These cards I'm making literally for people on the live streams. I'll just throw them in an envelope and send them to you. There's a form. It looks like Eric, I think, just put it. Yeah, the art card claim form. Is that what that one is? I think it is. Okay, great. Yeah, so I have I got a lot of cards to send out, and I have a gold. Okay, great. I love that. We're seeing gold. We're hitting that first. Right there. This one is right at the end. There's actually probably nothing left in here. That's going to be an art can. But this one's full. Okay. Here we go. So you guys see, it's actually a great example. See all those cards in the middle? Hey, have that crazy white glare? It's because the light is pointing down at almost the same angle as the camera. The farther angles those get apart, the less that'll happen, but too bad for this. Okay, let's see. Try to recycle some old caps, but not find one that's too messed up. Okay, so I actually had a cool idea, I think. Cats. So, by the way, shout out if you guys recognize what those caps go to. It is a very delicious dipping sauce. If you guys know what it is, then you already know. I'll just tell you guys, because I'm about to paint over it and then you won't be able to read it anymore, but it's called bitchin' sauce. I call it bitchin' dip, but they call themselves bitchin' sauce. Sold at like Whole Foods and stuff, and it's so freaking good. It's made from like almonds, and like it's like a vegan sauce, like almost hummus isn't quite the right comparison because it's way better than hummus, and I like hummus. Anyways, very, very good, and I buy a lot of it and I eat a lot of it. These are just the leftover caps from it. I'll use it as paint palettes, but now I just put it on top of the cards, and I'm going to spray. Okay, more yellow. Okay, great. We'll do yellow again. So I'm going to spray so that we end up with like part of the cards masked off. I want like a really crisp gold. You guys will see. It's going to be cool. Yeah, so I actually am going to be throwing paint. Mike asked if I always hit it with spray paint. So no, I will use some acrylic sometimes, but acrylic is like water-based that will make the cards all wobbly, like messed up. I like the spray paint because I still actually can splatter it. I just spray it into a cup, spray it, and then I splatter, and we still get the splatter effect. But this won't mess with like, I don't know, it won't make the cards like wet, which then makes them like distort or something. I don't know. I want to be able to let you guys send in these painted cards to get PSA graded, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting back some 10s. Slime green, I like it. I actually have a pretty cool slime green, so we'll do that. Okay. Oh, Beckett graded his PSA rating article. No, not yet. But yes, Beckett graded. I like that idea. Okay, so like I said, so we're gonna spray this into here. I'm gonna do it away from my computer, and I'm just gonna like splatter like that. Tight. I dig it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna pick up all those caps because now that was just kind of an experiment for like the underlayer of that silver spray that I did like that, or gold, sorry. All good, Mike. Alright. I can already tell they're gonna look cool. It's yellow. Safety first. Okay. Gotta open my door so I can get some good circulation through here. So this is crazy. I open my door and down the hallway I hear, I think it's Carol, working in her studio. She's like a metal worker. I hear like a ding, 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 which is sweet. I've been working every day, like there's been no artists coming into the building, and which had surprised me because you come here, obviously you have to get here, but like once you're here, you're isolated. Anyways. Alright, we're going to hit it with this green now. Nice. Well, I end up with probably some slime green on my hat. Actually, looks like I haven't gotten any on it yet somehow. Battle hat. All right. Joe, neon green would be kind of funky. Yeah, so those are kind of the most neons that I have. Let me go look and see if I have any other neon colors. I'm not really sure. Yeah, sadly, I mean, those are kind of close. This like one was, it's kind of a yellowish green, but pretty neon. It's pretty bright. And then this one also is kind of cool. Also not exactly neon, but those are the ones that we used along with yellow and gold, which I like. Relic hat, I know. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut up some hats to make some relics. All right, I'll tell you what. I actually think these are already looking really sick. So we'll probably do it like we did last time. I'd like to let them dry for about 5 minutes. Throw away those gloves. And I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick, and then we'll chit chat, and then I'll start picking them up. The ones that look really sick, I'll pick up. We'll make some hot plates. I'll put them in front of the camera so you guys can see them. And then like last time, any card that I don't feel like is complete, I'm just gonna leave there, and we'll pick a few more colors, and we'll add that on top. And we'll do that. Let's see here. Eric, if you haven't hit him with it in a while, I don't know, I haven't been watching, but hit him with that Beckett article. Give him something to read. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Also, funny fact, you know how I just said, oh, I heard a little ding, 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 that I thought was Carol down the hall? It's not Carol. I had done some like dishes. I was cleaning up my coffee mugs and stuff, and I left the sink on like a really slow drip. There's like a slop sink out there, and so it was just dink, dink, dink. Anyways, I turned that off completely now. Yeah, the living canvas looks cool. So when I do my first relics with tops, which I think are gonna be I get 1,000 promo cards from Tops as part of my Contractor Project 2020, and I was talking to them about if they'll do relics for me, I'll pay the difference of whatever it costs to make a relic. I think that's what I'm gonna do with the living canvas, because we have a ton of it, and so we'll have a whole 1,000 card set, and you'll each get a little piece of this. And those, by the way, I can't sell per my contract, which is fine. I'm gonna give them away for free, and I'm gonna be giving them to, you know, all the homies from the project. So you guys are the day ones, and you know, if you stick around till the end of the project, you will definitely get one of those relics, which is cool. Okay, so I gotta grab my stack of plates. We're gonna start making some hot plates. Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, read and comment that you'd like to buy a physical copy. Yes, exactly, that would be sick. 1,000 swatches is a lot, but this is a pretty big. So let's see here. Let's just figure out real quick how big it is. So it's 62 inches by 96. So it's about 5 feet by 8 feet. So let's see here. So if let's get my calculator. How do I get to a calculator here? So here. So 62 inches times 96 inches, 6,000 square inches on that canvas. So I definitely think we can pull 1,000 swatches. You know, it might be a 1x1. I mean, shit. Okay, I think, so let's see, if we divided by 4 square inches, if we did 2x2, yeah, there would be enough to do 2 inch, and I don't even think they do 2x2s on regular sized cards. It would probably be like the long skinny ones, I think, are like a 1x2 swatch, which would be 2 square inches, and we could do 2,500 cards from that canvas. Now granted, it looks way sicker, way cooler in the middle than it does on the outsides, but I mean, we're pretty early in the project, and I'm live streaming every night, and multiple times per week we're doing something on this canvas, so like, I think by the end of it, the whole canvas is just going to be covered in paint, which I love. So 1,000 swatches is a lot, but I would bet that we're going to have plenty of cool individual swatches. And you guys will see the slime green on there, and the yellow that you picked, and the gold that you picked, and all that stuff. And it would be cool if you get a swatch and you're like, I picked that slime green, and your kids would be like, yeah, right, Dad, or grandkids, yeah, right, Grandpa. You'd be like, I did. Check out YouTube, and you could see the proof. And they're like, we don't have YouTube. That doesn't exist. We have VRTube or whatever. Anyways, 2x2 is too large. Yeah. No, I just, you know, the point is, like, we have big ones. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna make some. Yep. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Eugene, thank you so much. See, I got like the coolest squad. Oh boy, Tony says only 4 Nolan oranges left. I think that means that 2 of them sold just during this live stream. 1 or 2, I don't know. We had 6 yesterday, I think. Maybe 5, I don't know. I think, and then all the Nolans are gone, right? 4 Nolan Ryan signed cards left, period. Pretty sick. Our last night's canvas is done. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I like them as they are. But, we'll see. Might paint a portrait on them. Might add more paint to the abstract and leave them abstract. Could hang them up as is. Haven't decided. Alright, we're going to collect some on plates now. Ones that we're looking at. I actually love that bubblegum one right there. Hot plate. Okay. That one's nice. Okay, let's see. That Kershaw was nice. plate. I like that one. It's kind of cool how like half of it was blocked off, and then the top is just like totally covered. It's pretty sick. Oh, that one looks tight. Let's see here. Oh, I like it. See what else is done. Okay. Alright, I think we're ready for some more paint. Okay, we're ready for round 2. We got to pick some colors. Okay, I see red paint. I see Mets blue. Okay, great. Rich, these cards are amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, smash that like button, guys. Let's see here. I might be able to get you guys closer to the action. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, yeah. There we go. Cool. Yeah, wouldn't mind blue. I like that. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have a red. I have 2 blues. I think this one's closer to Mets blue, right? Oh boy. Let's see here. Mets blue. Oh, actually, no, I guess the darker one. Yeah, darker one's closer. That one. Okay.
So we're going to do that. Those 2.
We could do that one after if we want to. We'll see. Let's see how these come out first.
I need more gloves.
That definitely changes the vibe in a cool way. All right, let's see here. Let me get that YouTube back up. There we go. Can I show the bubblegum card on the plate again? Sure. I think, let's see, hold on. I have to go to OBS to show that. Okay. Pretty cool. I like it. Simple, but it's just fun with the bubble gum and then just the little dots. I think it's cool. Okay, so now we'll do some blue. Maybe before I do blue, I'm gonna pick up some cards that I think are done, so that we don't have blue on everything, so that we have more variations. So we have those like slime green ones and yellow, and then we'll have the slime green plus red, take some off, and then we'll have with the blue also. Yeah. This one's sick. Plates. At the end of this, guys, I will grab. I'll put more. Show you all the plates now, especially my favorite ones. I'll make sure that you guys get to see them. So cool. I like how it's a mix. Some cards are completely covered. Some cards you can see the dudes. Bam, hot plate. Bam, hot plate. Hot plate. What's up, Joseph? Pedro, you're showing off again with your little dab emoji. I see you. I love that. That's cool. Subtle, but cool. Hot plate. Oh, guys, we got our next nacho. That's a funky one. But we had a nacho on the last set. There's nacho 2.0. Another hot plate. Okay, I think we can consolidate the rest in the middle again. And we'll hit it with that blue we were talking about. That's cool. All right. I think we're ready for the blue. Nacho.
Showtime. Just a little bit, yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dad? It's awesome. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in live.
Well,
We did it. Whew. It was fun. So I'm going to let these dry for just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to start collecting them onto the last plates. And then we'll call it. Nice, we're coming up on 2 hours. How are we doing on the views and likes? 37 concurrents right now and 36 likes. Great. My dad's advice, start collecting and saving early. Yeah, that's awesome. So you did get the Nolan. Yeah, I've got a couple of mine. I actually am a little worried. I had a shipment today from Topps, and it was a single card. And I thought it was just going to be one of the other random cards that I ordered, and it was one Nolan Ryan. And the packing slip said, has an order number, and it says one Nolan Ryan. But I didn't order one in any single orders. I ordered 10, and then I ordered 50. So I got to look up and check that order. I'm hopefully they didn't send me one instead of 50. That would be annoying, but I'm sure they'll make it right if that happened. Cool. Plates. Probably should have kept my gloves on for this part, but oh well. Yeah, the blue is nice. I love it. plate. Plate. Bam. Plate coming up. Dun dun. Plate. 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 in me. Sometimes it's hard to tell if they get super painted on. But that living canvas is looking pretty awesome. So that's exciting. Nice. All right. Well. Whew. 12:21. About to hit the 2-hour mark. Which is great. So thank you guys so much. Oh, my dad's all up in the comments. Oh, nice. Speaking Spanish now. Yeah, I kind of set the fire to the cards like Mike. I heard that story, by the way. I think it's brilliant. Obviously, it stirred the pot. I love it. But I'm kind of doing that. So I guess we'll see. Oh, I got some cool relic paint on my hat. So that's cool. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, Pedro, my dad is awesome. He's the best. All right. Well, I am. Did you see that doc on Mr. Cartoon on Netflix? Pretty neat. Yeah, I'm actually. I have it like pulled open in one of my tabs right now. I've watched like 75% of it. I was watching it, and then I got busy doing something else, and I got to come back to it. But super cool. I like it. All right, guys. Well, I had a blast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And I will just sign off by reminding you guys on a couple things. Number one, check out the Beckett article that Eric has been linking throughout the process of the painting. It's also down below this video. If you could leave a comment on Beckett.com on the article, that would mean a lot. And then if you want to check out any of my cards, my autographed cards, it sounds like there's 4 Nolan Ryans left. There were 70 to begin with, so they're almost sold out. And then I do have a handful of Don Mattingly cards and Jackie Robinson cards, both of which are going pretty fast, especially the cheapest one, which is the set of 99. Those ones are moving the fastest. So that's always helpful. And besides that, I'll be here every night, 10:23 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll try to be on time every time, even though it always seems like a challenge. Here we go. Boomer's got the link in there. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Also. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. I will be back, and thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys spending your night with me, and it really means a lot. So I will not forget that. And if you haven't, fill out the form on my site, and I'll send you one of these cards. And if you've already done one for like the heritage cards, you can fill it out again. I'll send you one of these also. So thank you guys. Peace out, and like we started saying again last night, stay awesome.